Hello, 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 welcome back to another episode of Dwarf Fortress. Last time, we started digging into the caves, and this time, probably going to continue doing that, although it looks like all the animals are spooked by something, so... What are you all afraid of, and why are... So, this is another reason why I want to put all the animals inside, because they tend to do things like that, and get scared, and then run around. And I don't want them to do that, so that's going to be our... Did I ever build the tables? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. No. Crap. Let's build the tables, I guess. Guess I never did that. Probably should do that then. I need to also dig out a place for them to graze. At the moment, no, we don't really need a whole lot. No, we don't really need a whole lot of space, but probably stick them up there, I guess. So basically, the more your dwarves wander around in the clay, the more these spores are passed around. And the more the spores are passed around, the more area they have to graze. Wait, Wren Woman. Wait, what? Attack of a Wren... Okay, apparently there was a Wren Woman attacking my dwarves. Well, I guess not really my dwarves, but still. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to change this. And we're going to make this our pen and pasture. And, well, right now this isn't, doesn't have a lot of grazing area in it. As the dwarves move through it a whole lot, that should spread. And whenever they need food, by the time that they're done, it should spread enough. Should spread enough that we now have food in there. Another thing we need to do is make this a dining room. So, not that. Well, more accurately, a meeting hall. So that all the dogs will just sit in our meeting hall, I suppose, because we haven't designed a kennel for them. But also our dwarves will sit in there when they have nothing else to be doing. So, if that's done, why are they not hauling the wood, though? That's what I don't understand. Why aren't they hauling this wood? There's no reason they shouldn't be. I don't think. Why aren't they hauling all this wood they cut down? Like, so there's lots of plants growing, which is good, but... Alright, well... okay. At least they're hauling all of these, which is good. We need to find... I'm trying to think of what I want to do first, because I do need to build... I need to go into the... dig all the way down and find the magma pits, or the magma pool. On the other hand, I do need to build... I need bins first, so let's build like 30 wood bins to put all the stuff in. But we also need to build the walls outside, which is probably more important, although I'd much rather build them out of rock blocks. But that'll require hauling all that stuff. So, you also gotta deal with food and drink. That's also a pressing concern. So, oh god, there's a lot of plants out here. Well, that's actually good. That means we're gonna get, you know... A lot of plants is a good thing. Do need to get other things, though. Snowstorm has come. No, I don't... No, bad. It's the last thing I want is a snowstorm. I need you not to do that, snowstorm. I need you to go somewhere else. I should also probably start planting crops, I suppose. Like, cave wheat, and pigtails, and plump helmets, and... Combat. Red man. Why are there... Stop fighting. There's no reason to be fighting, because all my guys are going to be inside. They should be, anyway. There, well, hopefully they'll gather all of the plants. Of course, I think they'll also be planting all of this stuff. That's exactly what they have to do now. So, while they're doing... I don't want to give them too many jobs, because then they'll get all backed up, and we only have 7 dwarfs at the moment, right? Yeah, we only have 7 dwarfs. So, that's an issue. Of course, I probably should have waited until I was... Okay, they'll probably be okay. Actually, let me check something out really quickly. I've never actually built a kennel anywhere, so maybe I should build one of those while I'm thinking about it. Probably don't really need to do that right now, because we have like 800 other jobs we still need to do. But it'll be okay. Probably. So they all need to grow things, and none of them know how to grow anything, but they'll learn. Can't wait till we actually start getting migrants, because migrants will mean more people to do jobs, so... And obviously these are all going to take time to grow, so... I don't know how much time, but I probably shouldn't have made this many plants so quickly, but I'm hoping we're going to get... Since it's already summer, I'm hoping we're going to get, Actually, really, while I'm thinking about it, we don't want to cook what we can brew. Because there's always going to be more stuff that we can cook, and less stuff that we can brew. So there's no reason to do that. We also don't want to cook our booze. Because that's, like, the last thing we want to do. Why you'd want to cook booze, I don't know. Yeah, they're moving really quickly. Which I guess is not a bad thing. Okay, so they're almost done growing all the crops that we will ever need to grow. Okay, so that's doing that. Someone's probably, yep, someone's already dug this out. That's good. Let's build some doors. Okay, and then kennels are okay. Actually, I've never built this, so I'm just gonna build this in the center of the room. Add new task. Capture live land animal. Tame a small animal. Why on earth would I ever want to do that? Why would I ever want to do that? I don't want a kennel. The whole point of a kennel was to train dogs. What on earth would I ever do with that? That makes no goddamn sense. Do we have any doors? Yeah, we still have doors. Okay. Guys gather plants. Still need to gather more plants. Well, they're trying. They're probably also gathering all of... So we definitely need to gather plants. We also need to build walls. I suppose we could use the wood, but I really don't want to. I want to save the wood and build them out of other things, but... Wait, they're already done growing? Oh god. Definitely do not have enough dwarfs for this. We also don't want to grow some of it. Plum helmets we definitely want to brew. Where the other stuff we're growing? Finger melons, yam, parsnips, potatoes. Has there ever been, recording a website and all of a sudden you're fucking, God. You know what's really great is when you, you're freaking, oh, damn it. Damn it. So, for whatever, sorry about that. For whatever reason, my computer was like, hey, by the way, this is the exact time. I know you're recording and everything, but right now would be a great time for your firewall, virus scanner to start doing shit. Oh, good, migrants. Welcome, migrants. So we have 14 dwarves. 15 dwarves. Okay. Okay, we got 15 dwarves, it looks like. That's a lot of dwarves. It's doubled the amount of dwarves we had. Which means I need to check see if they got any animals, which they probably do. Usually they bring animals. They did. They brought at least a yak calf, so we'll stick that in there. But that means we're gonna have more dwarves that are both eating, but also more dwarves to gather plants, which is good because there's lots of plants out here, and I want them. Normally, I would not be gathering all these plants, but it does sort of behoove me to do so right now when we're running low on food, and this will be good until we can get more, or at least until we can start growing it all ourselves without worry. Food's good, and more importantly, booze is good, and I like both, so you can grab all that. Also, we have more dwarves to do all of that. We probably need to make more. Yeah, we definitely need more barrels, it looks like. I don't really want to use wood barrels, but I think we're going to be using wood anyway. Because we can make rock pots. Those also work as barrels. I sort of want to use that stuff for other stuff. Okay, let's use wood barrels, I guess. Let's make like 30 of them, and that should be plenty. For now, we still need to get like other things that we need. Okay, so we're gonna have lots of kinds of wine. Now that's actually really good, and the reason that's really good is your dwarves will get tired of having the same things over and over again. We don't want to brew the pigtails. We need the pigtails for other things, which we'll get into when we start dealing with cloth. That's not right now. That's a wild way away. Anyway, your dwarves get really happy when they have multiple kinds of drink, essentially. If they drink only the same thing for long periods of time, they get really cranky. They're like, I want a variety of drinks. And they're like, okay, fine. So, it's good to get a variety of drinks and other things in there. Not nice. Oh well. Probably should not have grown all of this stuff. On one hand, it will give me lots and lots of plants. On the other hand, you know, it's a whole lot of other things I don't want to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with this room up here. Now that I dug it out. I was like, oh, I'll just dig it out. It'll be fine. Now I don't know. I also need to build more beds. God. So, I guess we'll add another 11 beds. And then I guess we'll just place them here. As you can see, all kinds of plants are now growing on the ground. Not that we really need them because we have this. Also, the good thing about brewing is you get the seeds immediately. If you cook them, you only get the seeds when the food is eaten. So if I cook the food, it will end up as the seeds will be there until it's eaten, in which case the seeds will then be left there on the table or whatever till later. Yeah, this is a mess. This is just constantly growing. It's probably not a good thing. How are we doing up here on gathering stuff? Well, we're doing better than I expected. Still slow. God, I still need more dwarves. I still need more dwarves than, Oh, it's now fall. Okay, well, then we're gonna have a dwarven caravan. We're gonna have absolutely nothing to trade to the dwarven caravan. We've made nothing. So it's not like we can, easily do anything. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, we should probably make, a rock mug. Try to make, like... we have 15 dwarves, so let's just make 15 rock mugs. Actually, no, let's belay that order. Let's make it out of something. Let's make it out of limestone. Make limestone mugs. You might say why? As well, because your dwarves get really unhappy if they're drinking booze without mugs. And since we have so many dwarves... Okay, we're just gonna stop growing everything right now because we do not have nearly enough dwarves for that. But we are going to have plenty of plants, so when these all finish growing, we will have enough plants probably, you know, to start, you know, cooking and brewing and doing other things. Oh god, we have such a large variety. We will be fine. We have so many things. We will be completely fine. We're gonna have so many kinds of wine, so that's all good. Okay, don't cook the walnuts. Don't cook the seeds. So you might notice we got strawberry seeds. It's because somebody some strawberries, and then we can plant them above ground. So, how's it doing that? We already made the mugs, so let's see. We need rock blocks. Probably at least 100 rock blocks. That's gonna mean we're gonna need limestone. Probably need a lot more limestone, but there's a lot of limestone down here, so I'm less worried about that. I don't know, I'm less worried about all that. It's gonna add more hauling jobs, but that's okay for now. Just want to make sure we have enough limestone. It also doesn't help. Isn't a bad thing that we have. Isn't a bad thing that we're gonna find more stuff. So I don't mind. Okay, outpost liaison and caravan have shown up. I don't have anything for them. They're gonna bring a whole bunch of stuff, but it's the first year. As much to share, I don't really care. The problem with these is that they only come once a year, so we have to figure out what they want. Like what we're gonna need in a year. Like, what am I gonna need in a year from now? Let's tell them to bring steel anvils. Because in a year we're gonna probably be fully ready to go with more smelting, so that won't be a bad thing to have. What else do we want to bring? No, don't need any of that. I'm trying to think of what we might, what we might need. I suppose I could tell them to bring vegetables, with the idea that I will buy them, or brew them or eat them, and then plant them myself, which is probably not a bad thing. What else do we need? I guess I could tell them to bring glass, but there's really no need for that. We do probably want them to bring potash and pearl ash, so it saves me the time of making it. Don't really need buckets or splints or eggs. Bringing fire clay would be nice. Bringing fire clay would be nice. So we could tell them to bring sheets, but again, I really don't need any of that, so I don't know what they even want. What do you guys want? We're not going to be able to sell you any of that, so this is going to be a bad year for you guys, because you're not going to get anything from me. It does look like we've gotten a bunch of plants, though, so it looks like we've gathered all of the plants, or they just canceled because it changed seasons. Easy way to find it out. Again, we have so many. No, just because I think we finally gathered them all, which would be good. Which means we can start looking into brewing and other things. That means we're ahead, kinda. I'm good. Alpaca, lamb, puppies. Okay, so things are being bred. Okay, still booking limestone blocks. That's almost done. I'll probably make even more, though, actually. So they're almost done doing that. At some point, we definitely need to improve our drink storage and our food, because our dwarves are not going to be happy living the way they are at the moment. Okay, still got one left. Now they're done, so... You might say, why do we need so many blocks? Well, more limestone. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it means we have to dig out more limestone then, because probably means we need to dig out more limestone. Is that Kaolinite? No. Well, we got another one. There's plenty of limestone. I'd say, why are you digging all this out? Well, because we're going to build everything out of rock blocks. Or more accurately, we're going to build our walls out of rock blocks. I guess we don't have to do them out of rock blocks, but you get 2 blocks for every rock that you use. So it's more cost efficient, I guess. Ooh, good, more kaolinite. That's actually really good. It's more cost efficient, you see. So we're gonna build a large area, so you know it'll be good. And I got even more food, which is good. Probably need those. Cook those. And again, I don't want to cook anything I can brew. I'd rather have things that I can, I'd rather brew them myself. The milk's all frozen. I don't know, where did we get kangaroo milk? Exactly, where did that come from? I don't know where we got frozen kangaroo milk, but, somehow we acquired that. Now, I will say this, it's a good thing that, in summer and fall, we actually have plants. Obviously, we're not going to in winter, but it doesn't look like that'll be a big issue. As long as we continue to grow everything else. But now, since I've dug around the inside, you'll notice we can harvest these plants inside. So these are sweet pods and cave wheat, and more sweet pods, but you know, more cave wheat. Basically, where all these plants are now growing in my fort, they are now food for us. So we can actually harvest all of this, and you know, now we'll have more food. So we won't ever have to worry about food, at least not right now in the short term. These growing right here. I don't remember what these are growing. Cave wheat. Okay. That's fine. Anyway, so all the stuff we're gonna grow. That's good. More migrants. More migrants. Alright. We're at 20, 22. Give it another couple seconds before we check again. Okay, looks like it's gonna stick at 22. Not a huge deal. This means more bodies. Oh god, they brought more animals. So we actually might have to increase the size of this because of the amount of animals. Let's dig that out. So we'll dig that out. And the whole reason we're gonna do is we're gonna extend the... I'm gonna extend this, basically. Oh, yeah. So that when we put all the animals in there, they'll actually have food and they won't all start starving. So delete that. Get rid of that. Okay. And... wait, what? There. Okay, and all of that. And this should be enough for them, probably. At some point I might change the, might actually move it, might actually put a, farming... yeah, you know what, I might do that. I might put a, farmer's workshop up here. Normally I wouldn't do that, but... it makes sense to put one up here. I don't really have anything to do with this room anyway. You might say, why are you going to do that? Well, because all the animals are right there, and I can do things like shear them, and then, you know, spin the thread, milk the animals, and then make cheese out of it. So that means I don't have to take the animals all the way downstairs. They can just do it up here, which is nice. So now they're, you know, making, you know... okay, they got a bucket. It might be too cold for them to make, yeah, there's milk in there. I don't know if it'll freeze. Unless they just make cheese. Anyway, cheese is a food ingredient, so there's that. Obviously, cheese is food. Let's see. I don't know how you defrost this, but in any case, we make cheese. Cheese is food, essentially, and... you know, cheese is a good product. We should probably add more tables. But probably need to work on our drinks at the moment. How many? We don't have that many extra barrels. All the... okay, let's do rock pots, because basically we're going to be... the pots can be used for drinks. Let's see what we... let's make them out of slate, so we don't use other things. They're not gone yet. Okay, so... time to build walls. So I have to figure out where I want the walls or the boundaries of my... I guess my fort to be. generally how I do this is I'd like to make it square, but there's no way that I'm going to be able to make it square with the way it's set up right now. And I definitely like to avoid, at all possible, I definitely like to avoid having drops, because they're a pain in the ass to worry about. So, generally speaking, I want to both make it as big as possible, but I also want to make sure that it's, you know, like, okay, so basically how I design my forts usually is I design them to have multiple, like, I guess you'd call them chambers. So the internal chamber is going to be attached around here. So we're going to have a wall around here, and what the wall's going to do is basically have a door, and the door's entire purpose is to keep the cats inside, so they don't keep running around the map all over the place. And then we're going to have a secondary wall inside, and the wall's going to have a drawbridge, which we can seal. So, and then we'll have an exterior wall, and that exterior wall is also going to have a drawbridge to the outside. So what we'll be able to do is, if we get sieged or something, we'll be able to send the military out to the secondary wall, and it'll be able to turn up the drawbridge. So they can't get back in, but if they all die horribly, then the enemy can't get in. They can only get to the exterior wall, which won't be very much. And then we're just going to leave them out there. We're just going to leave them out there if that happens. But the drawbridges will go up, and that will make it so they don't enter our fort. We'll still be able to say, too close to edge. Okay, so we don't want to do it that close. You know, we'll still be able to let them in and out, essentially. You might be saying, well, why would you do that? Well, you know, it's a good idea. Mostly a good idea, I should say. There are flaws with this plan, in the fact that it's going to take lots and lots and lots of rocks to do it this way. It's going to take a lot of rocks, basically, and a lot of chopping down trees, and a whole lot of other unpleasantness, but, you know, we're gonna do it, and it's gonna work out. And if it doesn't work out, well, then I guess we'll figure out what to do next. I guess we'll figure out whatever else, you know, we are doomed to do. But basically, I like having a giant internal area. Not too large, but, well, I guess it's going to be really... This one's going to be much larger than usual. Yeah, we need to cut some trees down. We need to cut a lot of trees down, actually. There's one problem we're gonna have is that So, how do I put this? So, forts traditionally have two kinds of major threats when it comes to sieges. You have foot soldiers, who will do things, you know, like storm your fort, which is bad. You don't really want foot soldiers storming your fort. But the other threat you can have in a fort is flying guys. And flying guys are pretty awful. Obviously, if we go up, these would keep us from building a roof over the thing. So we have to first build the walls. And then once we build the walls, we need to build a roof over it. And the reason we're going to build a roof over it is so no one can climb over the walls. That's basically the only reason. So, okay, the merchants are leaving. Goodbye, merchants. We don't have anything for you and probably won't for the foreseeable future, but that's okay. Alright, so they built all that. Now for a whole lot of cancellation spam, as they're like, well, I can't build this wall because there's a wooden block, there's some wood here, and I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, this is so large that we're gonna need like hundreds and hundreds of rock blocks, essentially, to be... Oh god, they don't match up, do they? That's a problem. Well, that one's already built, so I guess I could just either cancel that. Yeah, let's just cancel that. We'll just build this way. Okay, let's just cancel all of this then. Okay, and then we'll just build this down. No. Ow. There you go. Build some lime. I'm surprised it says we have enough limestone for this. Okay. And then we will drop this off. Actually, how many? Yeah, 59 more. We should also build the bridge. So this will be the exterior bridge. We want to raise this way. So essentially what's going to do is when the siege will come, this bridge up here will raise and become a wall, and it will attach to this wall so that it will be a solid surface that they won't be able to get through. If you just leave it at this, if it just retracts, it just disappears into nothing, essentially, and leaves a hole. We don't want that, so we definitely want to raise it up the right direction. You could also raise it this way, which would be sort of pointless, but, you know, we're going to raise it this way, obviously. We want to build it out of rock, probably. So we'll also build it out of rock. Well, we have mudstone blocks for some reason, so I guess we'll build it out of mudstone. We want to build a lever, though. I don't know if we have... Yeah. Problem is, I'm not sure where to put the lever, because I have to make sure I remember which lever goes to which bridge. Although I suppose in case of a siege, you just pull both of them, because they're both going to be open. So... we'll stick that one there. So we'll build both of them now, I suppose. Worry about the rest later. But I'm actually going to cut this episode here, so next time we're going to finish building the wall and then focus on building the roof, probably. I'm hoping to dig even deeper, and probably we need to deal with our food and drink situation. I'm hoping to dig deeper and eventually get to the magma layer. That's what I'm thinking of, to get to the magma sea. But again, that might be 2 episodes from now, depending if I'm judging that amount of time it's going to take. It might take 2 episodes, depending on how distracted I get with doing this. But I feel like security is more important right now than forging steel and stuff. But anyway, that'll be next time, so see y'all later.